solar law is you have until installation to cancel. So when your panels are installed, that contract starts. So you can't cancel right now.
Welcome to the One Hustle Show, where we're here to inspire,
motivate,
and educate you about other people's hustle in hopes that you can find
your why.
It is the One Hustle Show, and today is very different for us. We are bringing on a guest because we're very curious about the topic, and we really like the person we're having on the podcast today. So the topic today is going to be solar. I got my co-host, New Home Yogi, and I have our new friend, Ross. Welcome. He is a school teacher, is that correct?
Yes, high school teacher.
High school teacher, and you also sell solar.
Yeah.
He hustles solar.
Yeah. Your hustle, and This is the One Hustle Show where we talk about people's hustle. We want to hear about your hustle, and it interferes with our everyday life. Mm-hmm. So we just want to get a better understanding of it, and hopefully we can take away some stuff and give some other people knowledge of it so they don't make bad mistakes, because we see so many things that are just nightmares, solar nightmares. I mean, we just posted that recently. So this solar nightmare thing has gotten a little crazy, and we have a lot of questions, so let's roll them out.
It's real. Like, I literally cringe when I see a client put solar on their house, or when we look at a home for a client that has solar on it, because like
it's like red flag.
It's like literally, like, you know, when you're like, I shouldn't date that girl. Mm-hmm. Like, this is like, I shouldn't date that house.
So there's like a checklist, right, that you're trying to check, and they meet the qualifications. That's kind of the thing when you go with the solar, right? Especially with solar right now, it's just so different than it was 6 years ago. Because before, especially these contracts I see, like, we can pull up the contracts. Let's get the first contract, Daniel.
Okay.
Well, I prefaced so we wouldn't be digging through a bunch of paperwork. Yeah, Ross and I kind of ran through the last 10 solar transactions that we've had. And so, I'll give you a perfect example. I want to talk about
SunNova?
No, I don't want to talk about SunNova first. I want to talk about the one that you took listing pictures for today.
Oh, $70,000 in solar.
So we closed on this home.
And now we have a checklist
in June of 2021, and in November of 2021, he signed for $70,000 in
see if I can find
solar
I'll pull
panels.
That up.
No, he knows how many panels there's on.
Yeah, 44.
44 panels.
Wow.
Okay, so 44 panels. So based on just this one,
absolutely.
Can you break it down to me? Was it a purchase? Was it buy? Like, I know the guy made a lot of commission on this deal, it looks like. Okay,
so just for the viewers, especially on One Hustle Show, hey, thank you for having me today.
Absolutely.
So the big one is, especially with this contract, $70,000, 44 panels, right? In this industry, when I try to get a customer 44 panels, that usually costs between $40,000 and $55,000, just depending on the usage or anything like that. I'll be honest with you guys, that solar guy made a good commission. That's priced very high.
So how much would somebody make on a $70,000 solar contract like that?
He's maybe $16,000.
$16,000.
Yep.
And that's why people are, they go to your door, and they're door-to-door salespeople. They're great salespeople. But at the end of the day, you need to understand what contracts you're signing.
Let's let them finish, because I want to hear this. I want to understand it. I want to learn it and educate myself.
Definitely, yeah. So it could be like around a $10,000 to $16,000 commission, just depending where you price it at. All right. Mm-hmm. So that's a 16 kilowatt system, 44 panels. That's what it's around. So 16 kilowatt system per kilowatt. It depends how you sell it. So, for example, the highest in the industry that you can sell solar is $4.20 per watt, and that watt, you get paid $1,000 per that watt if you sell it that high. And the lowest you can sell is usually like $400 to $300. At the end of the day, solar is a business. They're here to make money.
Absolutely.
And they want to get the most out of their contracts. The biggest thing is, I recommend for customers, especially this doesn't happen, especially future homeowners that get solar in the future, price match guarantee, shop around and see what's your best offer. Look at the warranties. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Look at the type of panels you're getting. It's like buying a car.
Absolutely.
It's the difference of buying a Kia Soul or a Subaru. I'll definitely buy a Subaru over a Kia Soul. Subaru's long term. Of course. And then the other big thing is just make sure you everything was transparent and you felt it hit all the checklists for you. Does it make sense? Do the numbers make sense?
Yeah.
And the production that you're getting from the panels doesn't match up what you're going to use for the next year. Because when you run a solar contract and you get the numbers, you do it based on the last 12 months of usage before they sign up for solar. So the biggest thing you got to tell your homeowners is this: So this is how much you're signing up for, okay? And just to let you know that you guys are familiar with the ITC tax credit, 26%, gotta let you know there is an incentive of getting solar right now. But the thing is, there's some solar guys that say, oh yeah, you get paid for the next 3 years, you get this tax credit. But people don't understand what a tax credit and a tax refund is. They keep pushing it as a tax refund. It's a tax credit. It's supposed to help you deduct stuff from your taxes. So 26% is not guaranteed at the end of the day. What's guaranteed at the end of the day is your tax refund. That's what you can put back into the system. So just look at the numbers, look at the checklist, and making sure you just get the right numbers at the end of the day. That's the problem we have in the solar industry, especially back in the day before 2018. We had there was a mandate that got passed in 2018, question 6. Basically, Nevada needs to be 50% renewable by 2030. That's basically based on solar, electric vehicles, any of that. So we had to be 50% renewable by 2030. And I think you guys heard in the nation recently, we had to be 50% renewable by 2050.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, it's under the political administration right now in office. So they have pushed the electric vehicle, electric initiative. So EV is going very hard right now.
That's crazy.
Yep. So just make sure it makes sense to you. That's the biggest thing, because back in the day before 2018, because we saw some contracts. I was talking to Laurel about that, and the contracts, a lot of them were signed before 2018. So there's no incentives. The government put liens on the home. Liens are a big thing because you got to qualify for the home and you got to qualify for the solar.
That's where we get, and that's where we get involved, you know, because once we see the lien, it's like you cannot close on a property until the solar is paid off. So if the seller doesn't know where the contract is, or if the seller, you know, it's not assumable, which means they can't, you know, take on the loan, or it has to be paid off or taken down. And when you take it down, when you even put them up, it damages the roof. You're ripping apart, you know, the structure of a home. So there's just a lot of things that go in there, but it also does have the benefit, you know?
Well, what I was telling Ross before we got started is he's like, well, isn't that a good deal for the buyer to buy the solar? And I said, okay, let me tell you this. You're qualified for $700,000, right?
Yeah.
You've got a shopping letter to go out and buy a $700,000 house, right? You find a $700,000 house that has $70,000 in solar, and now you have to qualify for $770,000. Would you rather buy a $700,000 house with $70,000 worth of solar, or would you rather just go out and buy a $770,000 house? Like he even said himself, like, I want the $770,000 house. And so, you know, like ours.
It's a great point. I never even thought about it like that. Like, it's crazy, you know. I mean, it's good if it's already paid off and you get the house $70,000 worth of solar.
But it's not always, because guess what? We had a client, we listed their house, and we're like, oh, it's no big deal. It's a paid for solar, right?
Okay.
Well, the lender.
Wait, not just the lender. They did an inspection and like half the panels were broken. So then the buyer wanted a credit for over half the system, because even though it looked like it was valuable,
It's not.
it's not.
Okay.
It's not to them if half of it's broken and the company's out of business.
Oh, so that's
And it's an old system.
Yeah, it's an old system, so it dated technology.
So what are the lifespan of the solar panels?
lifespan of the solar panels. So I'm just gonna let you know they do degrade usually like 2% per year.
So how many years?
So around 25 to 50 years. It just depends what kind of panels you get. That's the question right there. The quality of the panels. Okay, because there's different types of panels. My personal favorite of solar panels out there is LG.
Yeah?
Life's good.
I didn't even know they made.
Yep. They're not made in Korea. That's where, you know, LG's from, but their panels are made in Alabama, so they are made in the USA.
Oh, that's great.
Yep. So I think they are some of the best in the industry, especially these panels are really good at absorbing heat, especially during the summer. It'll still absorb a lot of power, so you have credits for the summer you can use, so you're not paying NV energy bills. That's the best thing. It absorbs more sunlight better.
So what are credits?
Credits.
Wait, before we go there, absorbing heat.
Yep.
So something I've learned.
Yep.
Having an electric vehicle. I got it in May, so it wasn't hot.
Yep.
But I noticed in the dead of summer, when I didn't have one installed in my house yet, and I hadn't gotten my new house with the plug already installed. So I would drive to like a charging station. And when I got to the charging station, those things were so hot, and most of them were not working for me to plug into.
Because it was so hot.
Because it was so hot. And then when I would charge it, it wouldn't charge to the same capacity if it was too hot out. Have you noticed that in your car yet? You haven't, right?
No, because I literally, just to let you guys know, do have a Tesla Model 3 long range. I got it December 3rd, and it came in December 28th, so that was a really quick delivery for Tesla. It was just unheard of because it was supposed to become March and April. But the thing is, I haven't experienced the summer of the Tesla yet, just because it's in the winter. It's still winter right now.
Right, but so I'm just thinking, I have the Porsche Taycan, and I've had it since May, and it's great, and I love it, and I'm totally for it. So when people hear I'm against solar when it's not working and not the right contract,
absolutely.
It doesn't work for the
when it's not in benefit of the client.
When it's a benefit, like I love my car, I don't ever go to the gas station anymore. But that being said, I don't mean to get off on a tangent, but I was thinking, okay, when it's hot and those solar panels aren't always absorbing and they're crappy, like some of the charging stations, because not all charging stations are the same. It's probably the same concept, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the biggest thing, all right? So especially that's terrible to hear how that inspection went. I think the biggest thing was what contract you signed. Warranties. What warranties were on that solar contract that he signed? Was there a 25-year roof penetration warranty? Was there a roof penetration? Was there a power production warranty? Was the production guarantee?
But if the company goes out of the business, do the warranties still apply?
No, they don't, because they're out of business. That's the worst thing. Did they? Okay, but here's the big thing. Did they get bought out from another company? Do you even know?
No.
Okay.
No, they didn't.
Because the biggest headline.
They went out of business. It's not like they just got bought out by Solar City or Vivint or something like that. Like, no. They just go out of business because a lot of small time people will open up companies and start making panels and doing stuff, and it's not sustainable over a long period of time.
So that one in particular was on how many square foot house?
Like 2,500.
2,500 square foot house. You know, we sold it just under $1 million, and the panels were like shot and unusable. So, I mean, and that wasn't the only one, because the one that we just went through. Okay, talk about the kilowatts. I'll let you go there.
Kilowatts. Oh yeah. So how do you? What is the? I guess credits and all that. Explain that.
Oh yeah. So net metering laws in Nevada, right? So this is passed in 2018 as part of the renewable energy laws through the Public Utilities Commission. So basically, every dollar you pay to NV Energy, you get 75 cents in the form of credit back on your bill. So these credits accumulate. It's like, do you guys remember AT&T had rollover minutes?
No. Yeah, I do remember that.
So
I remember that.
It's all good. Like, so usually this is what happens. So you didn't use those minutes for that month. It rolls over to the next month.
Yep.
So that's how the solar credits work, and that's how people.
So you get billed against that.
Yes.
Correct.
And that's paying off the NV Energy bill, and you pay your flat rate solar bill. And this is what solar does. It's supposed to save money. That's the goal.
Okay.
So it's to save money for the customer long term. And
on utilities?
Yes, on utilities, on electricity especially electricity. And you're supposed to basically not see anything for NV Energy if you use less than your solar production. Because the thing is, when people sign contracts for solar production, right, you got to make sure you're going to use that amount of production next year. If you need more panels to cover you, I would recommend getting more panels. So 22,000. If I say that I had 23,000 production last year and solar promised me 22,000, I owe 1,000 kilowatts to NV Energy. That's basically the math of it.
Okay.
So you owe 1,000
in kilowatts. So usually with Nevada, it's 12 to 15 cents a kilowatt, just because with inflation right now, it's going to keep going up.
So what does that work out to?
Yeah. So so you should owe $150
for a month.
No, for the whole year.
Oh, okay.
To NV Energy, that's what's projected. But you got to think about the connection fees that NV Energy has. There's a great connection fee. Usually, that's the minimum you have to pay to NV Energy a month. That's usually that set rate. But anything after that, anything after that production is what you're gonna owe to NV Energy. So that's the biggest thing. I recommend the panels, the warranties, making sure you sign the right contract.
So is LG the only one you recommend, or is there other?
There's other good ones too.
So tell us all the good ones.
LG, Q-Cell, Hanwha Q-Cell, Tesla's main panel now. Just to let you guys know, some Tesla recent transactions recently. Panasonic panels went out of business, so they're not making Panasonic panels anymore. So they went the Q-Cell. So anybody that has Panasonic panels on their roof, they can't get replaced with Panasonic panels. But the thing that will save them is what warranties they sign. If they sign something with a 25-year roof penetration, 25-year power production, they are protected because your panels are supposed to produce that amount. And the solar company will replace the damaged panel for free because that's part of the contract. So it's like when...
But not all contracts are like that, correct?
No, not all contracts are like that. So just to let you know, so I started solar in 2020, Okay, so, this is basically when the pandemic hit. I worked at Topgolf. I was doing all their marketing. Pandemic happened, laid off the whole Las Vegas Boulevard. Like no one was working on Las Vegas Strip. So I went to solar 2 months after. I got recommended by a friend to do it. They said I would be a good addition to their team. So I joined the solar team. It was good. I was getting paid good, but the thing is, what got me to a different team was the difference of warranties and just taking care of my customers. Because at the end of the day, my process is not really selling at the end of the day. It's educating the homeowner. It's educating the customer. It's helping people go solar. When someone asks me like what you do for a living or anything on the side, I say, yeah, I help people go solar. I'm a high school teacher for my main job now, and I just help people go solar on the side. So
that's your hustle. I love it.
So I think that's the big thing about it. But my old company, just to let you know, had this warranty. They had a 25-year production warranty, which is good because your production 25 years. But they had a 10-year roof penetration warranty. 10 years. Okay? And then also the panels were, the warranties of the panels were very low too. It was like 10 to 12 years. Where the new company I have now, it's a 25-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. So anything happens, bumper-to-bumper, we take care of it. Because the thing is, with all these solar companies, when you pick someone you work for and you sell panels yourself, you got to think about, is this product really going to help them in the future? Because this is a big decision for a lot of homeowners. Solar is a big decision.
100%. Mm-hmm. I mean, doing anything that's a large purchase like that and then changing your house is a big decision. If you're getting an additional loan on it, it's a big decision. Yeah,
and especially a $70,000 loan when the system should be costing $40,000 to $50,000 does ring some red flags. I'll be honest. Yeah. Definitely a red flag. I think the biggest thing, especially like avoiding that moving forward, especially when you have homeowners that move into homes that get solar, tell them this. Tell them to shop around, look at their best offers, price match guarantee. That's the way you shop around with solar. And make sure you read the contract right.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep.
My last house was, an older house in Summerlin. Okay. Small square footage, super low power bills. It was built really well. And I allowed, I think it was like Vivint. Or like whoever Vivint was bought out by.
Sunrun.
I think I let Sunrun in the door.
Okay.
And
she just wanted to hear their pitch.
I didn't just want to hear their pitch. I wanted to see if it was legit because I was trying to give solar a chance because I have such a bad taste in my mouth about solar. Yep. And I'm not opposed to solar. I'm opposed to garbage solar, and
absolutely.
People getting screwed over like the $70,000 contract is disgusting. And I've seen that. I've seen like two $70,000 contracts on somebody's house. It's horrible. And they were older and it was a house that I showed and we asked for the contract. And as soon as I saw that contract, I was like, you cannot offer on this house.
Yeah, no.
That's crazy. $140,000 for solar.
$140,000.
Yeah. And it wasn't even the size of house that should have had that. And I know it. And without even knowing enough about solar. But here's the thing. They came in and like they were still trying to pitch me. And I'm like, the power bills here are like less than $100 a month. You can't tell me that you're going to get solar to like compensate for that. Like there's not enough usage to even make sense.
No way.
And I didn't even know like what you're telling me, like I was like, the numbers don't make sense. Show me how they make sense. And they were clearly about like the bottom line. Cause I was like, you can't show me that this is going to benefit. Cause like, why am I going to be paying for this when I'd be paying less just paying MV Energy,
Absolutely.
But like the one today, I got an email again that the client has taken over the house of our listing. Okay. And they still can't pay their bill. They still can't pay their bill. Like, how do you even... The assumption package was sent. The check was cashed. And because there's a finance company.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's a solar company. It's like they're not talking. Good Leap. Have you ever heard of them?
Good Leap, yes, I have.
Yeah. Good Leap won't let them make the payment. And won't let them set up on auto pay. And said the assumption package hasn't been received. Like, I don't even know how to solve this. We've called them. We've gone on 3-way calls. We've done everything to like try and get that buyer to be able to pay that solar. And I think I've fielded like 10 phone calls and like several emails just to try and get them to pay his solar.
Dude.
And this was signed last year, right?
No, this one just happened.
Oh, just recently. Okay.
So we literally, when did we close?
No, he's saying when was the solar contract signed? Last year.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the solar contract was signed last year. After we sold my buyer, he called us to list. I just about wanted to choke him when I found out he had solar.
So now we tell all of our clients when they close, hey, before you sign a solar agreement, we're not an attorney. If you have an attorney, send it to one, but let us take a look at it as a real estate professional before you make that decision on your house and, penetrate the roof and do all this other stuff.
I just want to, I don't know how to protect them because you don't know what you don't know,
Mm-hmm.
It's scary.
Absolutely.
It stings because it's like,
what would I look for? Say somebody showed up my door. Okay, so I tell them I want to see the warranty, the power warranty, the roof warranty, the penetration warranty, and then the dollar cost per average or something, or what do I say?
No, just more the type of panels.
Type of panels.
Mm-hmm. Who's making the panels? And the Google search who makes the panels.
Yep.
Make sure it's a good panel.
Yep.
And you said LG is the best, right?
LG, QCell, those are definitely the top two for me.
So in addition to that, then what about how many panels? How do you know if you're getting sold too many panels?
So this is the thing with the solar contract, right? So when a solar company proposes you a contract, make sure that it matches side by side, right? So what you produce on your NV Energy, say you produce 14,000 on that last 12 months, see what the solar is going to produce.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what I didn't even know how to do. Like, how do you really compare that?
NV Energy, man,
Just
solar.
take it and see how much your usage is, and it should match up.
So okay, let's just for numbers' sake.
Absolutely.
Say I produce 18,000 at NV Energy, and they're trying to sell me 25,000. Is that excessive?
Okay, so here's the thing that needs to be transparent about this deal. If that gets sold to you, are you getting a pool in the future? Are you adding 2 electric vehicles? Are you adding a jacuzzi to your backyard? Are you doing something to your house different in the next 12 months than you did the past 12 months? Because that 18,000 is from the past 12 months, and the solar companies promise you 25,000 for the next 12 months. So literally, everybody has to say what they want to sign at the end of the day. You could say to the solar company, "Hey, I don't need that much power. Maybe I just need 2,000 over that."
So you can negotiate your solar contract.
Absolutely. Price match guarantee. That's why it's best to shop around. That's why it's best to shop around.
Shop at least 3 people, you said, and then compare them side by side.
Shop as many companies as you want, but
how do you know which companies to shop?
Any of the big names.
What are the big names?
Big names in this this
give
industry
us the
of
names for solar.
Okay, so the number 1 installer in the country of 2021, they might be biggest number 1 installer. I do work for them too. They are our contractor, Titan Solar. So Solar Sun Pro is my company, but we do work with all like Tesla. We use their batteries. We have Sunrun stuff. We have Solar Edge, but we use Titan. That's our contractor because they have the best warranties in the business. Next,
wait, back up. Yeah. So you work for Titan, but they use other material.
Yeah. So yes, so basically, I work for Solar Sun Pro. Our contractor, the one that does their solar for us, is Titan. So we do use different materials too, such as Solar Edge. We use Tesla panels. We use all types of products, but with Titan, they provide the best warranties, the 25-year bumper-to-bumper warranty.
That's pretty cool. I've never heard of that.
And the big thing is too, especially like right now, the reviews that Titan gets, it can be like any other big company, like Disneyland. Like you get reviews of just saying, "Oh, I waited too long for this ride" or anything. That's the problem with Titan right now. A lot of homeowners have signed up for Titan recently, like as their contractor.
So getting it on the roof.
It's getting on the roof because there's too many people getting installed. It's the weight getting installed right now.
My meal prep girl has had roof panels on her roof for 6 months. She hasn't made a payment and they haven't hooked them up.
The system hasn't been turned on.
They haven't turned her system on.
Wow.
So
what can you do about that?
Here's a big thing. You got to contact.
Can you get them taken off since they haven't hooked them up, or what do you do?
Well, the contract is signed. That's the biggest thing, but that is a big question for the dealer, because the dealer is making. It's like Friendly Ford, right? Like Godin, like they are responsible for selling these type of Fords. Okay. So this dealer is responsible for selling this part Titan. So it's the dealer's responsibility to make sure this process moves on. It doesn't matter how long it takes. NV Energy, I'm going to be honest, is not the best in this process. But if you take the initiative to contact NV Energy each day, email them, call them, and do your job, those panels can be hooked up within 2 months. And with my solar company, we usually wait 2 months. The first payment is not due to 2 months after install date.
So you
install date or connection date?
Okay, so install date happens, right? Say it happens January 26th.
Okay.
Their first payment will be due March 26th.
But what if
you
it
don't know
doesn't?
if it'll get connected?
So if this is what we do as a dealer. So if it's not connected, it's not on yet, it's not producing energy, we will waive the first month. We will pay that first month bill, that solar
You
bill
just
for them, not heavy energy,
automatically do it?
the solar bill.
Do you guys just automatically do that, or does somebody have to like call in and request that?
Usually, so it is the energy consultant, like what I do, solar consultant. So it's our responsibility to make sure
To check
our homeowner, to check that.
That's good.
Yep.
So somebody actually is
So if
monitoring.
you got a shitty one, you could just be screwed.
So if you got somebody that didn't give a shit and
Yeah.
didn't check on their people and didn't do what they were supposed to do, like most people do, you know, a lot.
That might be why she's sitting there for 6 months without it hooked up.
My recommendation is to talk to your salesperson or your energy consultant and make sure you know what dealer you sign with, because at the end of the day, these solar companies want to say, oh yeah, I work for this company, this is what we do. At the end of the day, this is me, this is my company, this is what we do, and this is how we'll take care of you. At the end of the day, homeowners want to hear that. They want to be taken care of, especially when you buy a car.
Yeah.
You want to be taken care of. You want to be sure that, like, there's a problem down the road, I don't want to take $1,000 out of my pocket to fix this. So you just gotta be sure what you're signing up for at the end of the day. Is that the right person? Is this the right person I'm going to trust? Because solar, real estate, it's long term. Because would you guys feel bad if you guys sold a house with like broken outlets that were not replaced,
Exactly.
and lights, anything like that? And big one, a leak. Imagine there's a leak on the roof, and you guys didn't even know that. Yep.
And then it's
Yep.
Oh, because from the install, they made penetrated and...
Yeah, the inspection wasn't done right. Say the inspection wasn't done right. Yeah, that would feel bad too.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I can tell you, Jess's solar hasn't been hooked up, and she told me because I posted.
I would get it fixed by the.
So I guess
by a
I'm not
diff-
clear.
by a
I
different
want to
company and
understand
send them a
this
bill.
little bit more. Is like break it down for like my
on
brain.
a third grade level, please.
Yes,
Oh,
on
yeah.
a third-
Because I'm
okay,
like,
so-
Oh,
you're
yeah, absolutely.
talking over my head when you're like
Okay.
doing all
No,
this
but
calculation.
I want to ask this. Okay, so a salesperson comes to my door
Okay.
from ABC company.
Okay.
Or,
ABC Solar. Let's
yeah,
say.
ABC. Solar.
Perfect.
So ABC Solar salesperson comes out like that girl from whatever did.
So
And she says, I think based on your ambient energy bill, I'm going to sell you 18,000 watts. But I'm going to have a guy come out and measure. That's what she told me. That was like the next step
Okay.
to like verify. So is that ABC Solar or that's Titan does it for everybody?
No, so Titan selects a few companies. They want to select the best dealers that will take care of Titan, because it goes both ways. At the end of the day, if someone messes up, it's like it looks bad on them.
So the installers maybe don't work directly for the company that I'm.
Yep.
That's the deal,
Yep. Yeah, that's the
right?
deal. It's a contractor. It's like the builder for you.
So
Yep.
the installer is contracted.
Yep.
So you get on this list for the contractor to come out and install the panels, and you as the sales rep at ABC whatever
Solar.
needs to like make sure those installers get out there. And if you don't have a good sales rep that you're dealing with, that might fall through the cracks, right? So that might be how this happened.
Absolutely.
Sounds like it.
So
It
the
sounds like a
install-
big communication issue. A
Right.
lot of miscues.
So installers come out and install it, and then what happens next after the panels installed to make them live? Ambient energy has to come out, or what's that?
Okay, here's this whole process. So, let's start from the beginning. All right.
Okay, yeah, let's start from the beginning.
ABC Solar. Say you're the homeowner. You sign with ABC Solar.
Perfect.
Okay, signed. Good to go.
Thanks.
Just to let you know, the contract, you can void the contract, and this is what they say. All right. Here's a big mystery right here. So it's usually in the contract it says you have 3 days to cancel, right? No, okay. Actually, you have until installation to cancel. So you can tell the people that try to install solar on your roof, and you change your mind that day, you can just tell them to leave and kick rocks. You can. Because it doesn't say in the contract that like it has to be by a certain date. People fill the date. It doesn't need to be by a certain date. It says specifically on a contract usually until installation happens. When those panels are
Can
installed.
somebody write that off, or like cross that out, or can change the contract? It doesn't say that.
Because usually those there's a date on that contract, right? Usually it's like a fill-in date. But the thing is, the overall solar law is until installation. You have until installation to cancel. So when your panels are installed, that contract starts. So you can't cancel right now.
Oh, okay.
You can't cancel. Yep.
Okay. Keep
So,
going.
So solar gets signed.
Yep.
Inspection happens, okay, by the solar contractor, the builder. So they come maybe like 2 to 3 days or a week, just depending on how busy the schedule is.
Yeah.
They inspect the house, make sure the roof is good, make sure there's no leaks, nothing, making sure they have quality sun hours so they can get energy produced on their solar. Because you don't want tall shaded trees covering your house, because is sunlight going to penetrate through there? Absolutely not. So that makes sure that they make sure that's taken care of. And then the solar sales guy's responsibility is to see the inspection report, making sure there's no damages or anything. But if there's any damages, report to the homeowner and say, oh yeah, we might have to replace the roof. This is the cost of it. But the thing is, the solar company takes care of it, because they take care of the roofing, they take care of all that. Okay, so that's the big step. So when that inspection goes through, the homeowner gets a call from the contractor and say, oh yeah, so this is the available date we have for install for you. Do you want to proceed with this date? They can say yes or no.
All right. Good to know.
And okay, if they say yes with the proceed to the install date, doesn't matter. So on the install date, say the contractors show up and the homeowner changes his mind. Homeowner isn't, yeah, he can say, hey, I don't want it no more. Leave my property.
And who enforces that?
Who enforces what?
Whether it goes on or not. The
Yeah.
homeowner, they have the right.
Yep, they have the right until installation.
It's just like people.
But what if they try to charge them and say, no, we're charging you and do? Who do they go to?
You talk to the solar company first. That's a big thing. It's like, you remember like when you put, you put like a dispute on your bank, right? Say this charge, I don't know where this charge came from. And sometimes the banks, we make sure you talk to the company first and all that. So here with solar, all right, best thing is talk to the company first. If you don't get the best answer you're looking for, I would say sue. That's usually the biggest thing that a lot of homeowners do, because why am I getting something that I don't even have on my roof? Why am I paying for something that's not even turned on? So that's the biggest thing.
Maybe have them take it off and fix it because they haven't even turned it on yet.
No, they said that she let the install happen.
Yeah, she let the install happen.
Oh.
So it's pretty much the dealer's fault now, because it didn't go through the process of how NV Energy goes through. So usually it takes like usually it takes like 2 months to get the system turned on average, usually 4 to 8 weeks. Mm-hmm. Wow. It's just because there's just so many people getting installed. There's a big schedule.
NV Energy is doing it?
Okay, so Titan does the inspection first. So after it gets installed, the contractor does the inspection first. So when they do the inspection first, okay, yeah, it's good to go. Now we have to wait for the city permits, right? So the city has a write-off on it. Cool.
Who orders the inspection from the city?
Titan.
Okay.
Or the contractor, anybody. Yep. So the contractor orders the city inspection, city clears it, goes to NV Energy.
How long is that taking right now? A couple of weeks?
That takes a couple of weeks. That process is pretty easy. It takes a couple of weeks. The longest process of this is NV Energy.
Oh,
when you call NV Energy, you get a different answer on the phone every time. You can give them a call right now, and you can give them a call, Daniel, and you get.
I think that's like with anything though, because that's how we get stuff done for our clients. We call several times until we get the right answer.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We keep calling back till we get the answer we want. Somebody's going to give you the right answer if you ask the right questions.
Yep. Hey, and I'll tell you one thing about answers and questions, right? Here's the biggest thing I always ask someone I don't know the answer to. Hey, sir, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not know the answer to that, but
that's beautiful. I wish everybody did.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, but I'll let you know one thing. I'll find the answer. Like, I'll recommend to my expert. I'll ask my expert, and that's pretty much it. That's all you can do.
I like that.
So yeah, you don't know the answer to someone, tell them you don't know the answer. Just say, hey,
don't answer to answer. I always tell my agents that.
Don't answer to answer.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, but I'll find out.
People more because of that than you giving them false information, or just giving them the answer you think's right, but you're not 100% sure, because then they find you lose trust.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel sometimes answers me to answer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because you're different. I need to distract you with answers.
and everybody wants to take life like, oh, this needs to happen right away. This is the moment that needs to happen. Like, I need to get paid. But some people don't know what a process feels like. You have to go through the process to get to the moment.
So do you have solar?
I do not, because I'm not a homeowner.
Okay, but that's next.
My mom has solar.
Okay.
Yeah, you put it on there for me?
I did.
You did?
And she got a great deal on it. She actually signed with Sunrun. Sunrun's not my favorite company, but it was good for her finances because she didn't want to take a loan out.
Okay,
so explain to me that.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Let's talk about that. Perfect.
Okay, so that's good how we transition to a new topic. So there's ways to do solar, all right? Here's the 3 ways. Ooh. First is a PPA lease. Okay.
Yeah. Tell them this is okay. Tell people 3 ways to do solar.
Okay.
Which one, Eddie?
Okay. There's 3 ways to do solar. All right. First one is a PPA, power purchase agreement, or a lease. Okay. Second one is financing. It's personally my favorite because you can build equity with your home. And number 3 is cash. You can buy the system outright. So first is a PPA lease. Here's the problem with PPA leases. They're very good. Don't get me wrong. So it's like paying solar for a service. You're not taking a loan out. You're just swapping NV Energy basically for solar. It's like going from a cable company to streaming, or going. Yeah, so basically the spiel is like this, all right? So let's say that you have DirecTV. It's kind of like this similar situation. Do you pay for the antenna or do you pay for the service? What do you guys? You pay for the service, right?
Yeah, not the antenna.
Yeah, so that's how the solar PPA agreement works. So you pay for the service of the panels, and you're covered with all the warranties and stuff. You don't own the panels.
Oh, I like that.
Because the thing is, because you're leasing it, you're borrowing it, but you have the ability after 5 years to own the system. You can buy it at fair market price.
What is that, and who determines that?
The company. So 5 years. It's usually
fair market value at that time, 5 years from now, which is typically going to be a higher price based off inflation.
Right.
Yeah, perfect. Inflation. Oh my God, what a great topic right there. So yeah, inflation. Well, the thing is that I recommend about a power purchase / lease. Here's the big thing. There's a 0% flat rate where you can get a flat rate and pay the same payment every month, all right? Because it's solar as a service. And then there's this one I'm not a big fan of. It's a 2.5% annual increase. There's solar reps out there that say this is a cheaper energy swap. It's because NV Energy usually goes up 5 to 10% each year. And they offer this annual increase. It's Sunrun, for example. They do offer it. Okay. They have a 2.5 annual increase each year. So, for example, for
2.5 a year,
2.5% after each year. Okay, after 12 months. So
what does that correlate to?
Okay, so after 25 years, I want you guys to think about this. All right, so hey, $80 is the bill I signed, right? And with a 2.5 increase, so that 2.5 is going to go up to what, $83, $84. The year after is going to go to $88 a month, but the problem is you're paying that solar payment, but how much are you paying to NV Energy? That's the question too, right?
Because you're still paying NV Energy in those situations, right?
Yep, absolutely. But the problem is how much production were you guaranteed? That's the thing. So usually after.
I know, but I'm wondering if you have any of those in there.
So what's that?
PPAs.
PPAs, yeah. I think a PPA was
a lease.
No. The last lease we had was I think all of them are.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Not all, because the other one was a buy, and that's why I wouldn't transfer, right? The one we just took off the roof.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so while they're looking at their phones, I'm going to talk to you guys about this. So we just found a house for our clients. I posted about it because I'm very upset about it.
Yep.
We offered $20,000 over list price to get the home for the client. And they were so happy about it. And we knew there was solar. And the listing said lease. Yep. We put in the agreement that we would take over the lease payment. But the seller, A, knew that the company had gone out of business. And B, it was a buy. He thought he signed a lease. So he wanted us to pay off the $15,000.
How do you know if it's a lease?
The last one was a buy. I showed it to him. Remember that one?
That was a buy because it's Sunlight Financial. That is a loan. Especially
how do you know if it's a lease? Like, what does it say on there?
Usually, it will say that there's no tax credit at the end. So if you sign an ownership option, you get a 26% ITC tax credit from the government. Okay. If you do sign a lease, there's no tax credit offered because the thing is you're not taking a loan out of your home.
Okay.
You're borrowing the system.
So, but on that buy, there wasn't a lien filed. Would there normally be a lien filed if you bought?
Yeah. So there's usually
That's why we missed it, because there was no lien.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, before 2018, that used to be the problem before because you had to qualify for the home and the solar. So that's why there was a lien on the property. But now after 2018.
No, but that's the old one. The one from 5 years ago.
Yeah. So because there was a lien on that.
No, it didn't show up.
It didn't show up?
No,
so we didn't have to pay for it.
Because that was majority of each case was the lien.
Right. So this is what happened.
Okay.
When we opened escrow, they do what's called a preliminary title report. Well, there was no lien on that prelim.
Okay.
So I think that this is a lease. We've accepted terms. We've agreed to assume the lease. We're trying to get the seller to find out how we do the transfer. We're well into the contract. We have the prelim. It doesn't show that there's a lien on the house. And all we know is we've been provided this agreement that I don't know how to read.
Yeah.
I'm not an attorney, so I don't know what I'm reading. I've never done solar. That says that he owes $15,000 left on the system. And he wants us now, on top of paying 20 grand over, to pay the 15,000.
Yep.
And we're like, no. So he's like, okay, pay 7,500. And he's like, no. So he took it.
Literally paid for it to get removed, and he's going into a rental. So they're going in a garage.
He's just going to put him in a garage. And that company's out of business. So we said, well, what my solution was, why can't we buy it out on the same terms? Like, get that finance company that financed him to finance our buyers on the system, so that it comes with the house, and my buyers don't have to buy it outright, but they just pay a payment. But because the solar company was out of business,
the warranties are gone.
The warranty's gone, and the finance company does it. So I was like, at this point, I don't even want my buyers to take it. So I was glad that we agreed. They took it off the roof. They repaired the roof. I had an inspector out. I had the roof inspected. They're good to go. They moved in. We gave them keys yesterday, and they're happy. But I'm like, you're moving into a rental with solar panels that are going on the garage, and you're still paying this. That seems bananas to me.
Okay, and also too, when people sign these contracts for solar, make sure you sign with a company that has good reputation, someone that's been around for a very long time, someone that's been since the beginning of solar and hasn't been out of business yet.
Who?
Like anybody that's been there for a long time, like
Tesla,
Sunrun. Tesla used to be Solar City. Solar City used to bring a lot of nightmares. That's why Solar City just ran into Tesla.
Oh yeah,
that's a big reason for. That's why Solar City left, because of all the complaints.
Does Tesla use Panasonic?
Nope, because Panasonic went out of business, so they use Q-cell panels.
Q-cell.
So Tesla doesn't
Q-cell
have.
and Samsung.
Yep.
Or LG.
LG.
Sorry.
Life is good. Just remember, life
is good.
Yeah, but Tesla doesn't use LG panels. Just
they use
Hanwha Q-cell. Hanwha Q-cell. They are panels that are made in Germany, but their house is here in the USA. So they do store panels here in the United States in Atlanta, Georgia.
Perfect.
Yep.
It's good stuff. I'm excited. Like, I had no idea.
I am totally not for solar.
Is there somebody that, like, I wish we had somebody that could review our solar agreements for us. Really just need an attorney that could do that. Because it's like, you almost need an attorney to review these documents. The average person just doesn't even know. I mean, even us as real estate professionals, the only reason we've gotten good at them is because we've read enough of them. And the only reason, it's not our job, but we run into them where we have to protect our buyers and reading through them just for our own protection. But of understanding how to navigate and guide our clients, because they're in the dark. Nobody, if they're going to read it on their own, they're not having no idea what it means. So
I brought you here today to debunk my ill feelings about it. So I feel better. So you don't want to do a lease, you want to do a buy. So tell me, but see, this is okay. Think of it in this perspective when you're explaining.
But it does depend on the situation if you want to lease or buy. The thing is, I'm leasing my Tesla for business purposes because I can write it off on my LLC. I just opened an LLC this past month, and the best recommendation.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And the best person that put me on that was Bet with AJ. You guys had him recently, so yeah, shout out to him. He's definitely got me a lot of things that I'm grateful for and I can use in the future. So
that's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So they do a buy, but then what happens if they sell?
Yeah.
What do they do with that system?
Okay, so now with these contracts now, how they're a little different is just like this. All right, so it's filed as a UCC1. As a utility service, so you can transfer the loan or the power purchase agreement to the next homeowner, but the next person has to be able to agree to those terms and conditions. That's always the biggest
thing. Not just
thing.
agree, but qualify, right?
Qualify,
So the $70,000 that's on a UCC.
Yeah, I took the listing today. It's $700,000. Anybody,
Yeah.
And then.
But they qualify for $700,000. That's right? You
told
me.
Yeah. Well,
we're selling it.
We're selling it.
We're gonna put it on the market at $700,000. We're gonna put it in the listing that there's $70,000 worth of solar that's assumable. So like, you don't want to put the list price at $770. So the buyer's agent has to pay attention to the listing to see that there's $70,000 for solar for them to assume.
So technically, the price is $70,000 higher, and I could have got it for a higher price, but since it has a solar on it, we listed it lower, significantly lower. So when most people think it adds value, when these solar people are knocking on doors saying, hey, it's going to add value to your home. No, it doesn't. Unless you're paying for it cash and paying it off, it doesn't add the value to your home. There's no value to it. You know, besides on a monthly bill basis for the person that's living there that's paying for it and agreed to it. But for somebody else going to sell it, it actually negatively impacts how much you can get for your property.
How long are the buy contracts for typically?
Usually 25 years. That's the most common.
So you're not going to stay 25 years in
but
that house.
But the thing is with the financing, you can buy that system as fast as you can if you want, because there's so many.
Yeah, but nobody buys the system. That's the thing. They try to pass it on to somebody else and think they can go through the process where everybody's financially vested. And typically, if a seller's already signed into an agreement, they agreed to close, and they don't realize what their options are, and they get to the closing table and they don't perform because they don't pay their solar. It's $140,000, and they just made $140,000, and now they have no money to buy the next house.
Yeah, because let's just for general
devil's
purposes,
advocate.
If he makes $100,000 out of that house, he still has to pay for $70,000 solar that he's going to take with them. If he doesn't leave it on the house, if the buyer can't assume it, and he's gonna have to pay those roof repairs now.
Most people in
I just felt cringed when I saw $70,000 worth of solar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the guy has $100,000 in equity. He has over $100,000 in equity. We're gonna be able to sell it. And it's so unfortunate that we, are in the position we are, because now he's gonna have less money to go to the next place, which means he may not even be able to sell the house.
And here's the best options financially when you do purchase, when you go with the solar agreement. The power purchase agreement / lease is usually good for people that are going to be in the house short term, but you want to make sure you're signing the right PPA / lease agreement. Usually something with a 0% flat rate, so your price doesn't change yearly.
0%
I had
flat
a client
rate.
pay off $40,000 worth of solar because she took that kind of lease.
That 2.5% annual increase.
Well, the lease payment was going up every month.
That's 2.5%.
Yeah,
That's
so she paid it all off. We sold her house for her with the solar on it and sold her a new house. But I couldn't believe, she's like, I had to pay it off. My payment was going up every single month.
And I think, especially with that situation, with your customer that had a 70,000 solar system, I think his best situation, especially he was going to move less than a year. He even know, okay, like stuff changes day by day. You never know what's going to happen the next day. You don't know. You just don't know. The biggest thing is, I think, it's the lease / PPA is good for people that are thinking short term. Okay, this is good short term. Let's maybe I'll just sign this contract. So I'm not taking a loan out. I'm not running into the issue of trying to roll in $70,000 into a $700,000 house and I had to sell for $770,000. That just doesn't make sense. It's better to put it as like a service on your house because it's not rolled over as a loan. There's no equity gain from a solar PPA. It's just a service on your house that reduces your energy bill. That's all it does.
So you don't own the system. You're always leasing it, and then when it breaks and stuff, they take care of it.
Yeah, right? The lease PPA. So you have 5 years. You have 5 years to decide this. Okay, so 5 years to pay this rate, and then after 5 years, you have the ability to buy the system cash, or you can refinance.
And that's what that's what Little Hope.
But the thing is, you have the option.
Yeah.
You have the option to go to that refinance route, but you have the option to stay with the lease and not worry about taking a loan.
So you have more options with that at that point. Yep. But it's a higher interest rate.
But it's 5 years waiting for a lease and PPA if you want to buy the system right away.
Yeah, not a lot of people stay in their house 5 years.
So
now.
You sold your mom a buy. Is she going to stay in her house?
No, so I sold my mom a PPA / lease system because she's going to be in her house short term. She's so she bought a house in the Lakes, 89117.
Oh, good area.
And then this contract basically it's a PPA, so she can buy the system out of 5 years, but she doesn't see
staying there.
She doesn't see herself staying there. Just the way Vegas is going, just get more expensive, because if she left that house, she wouldn't be able to get the same type of house that she wanted.
No.
But she bought it for $380 in 2020 October. Still a recession. It's worth $480 now on the market. The house down the street in the Lakes sold for $480. So
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really great equity. This is definitely a great equity market right now. This is a seller's market, not really. This is like, you guys want listings more than anything to find a homeowner. Like, the listings are the biggest ones at the end of the day. That's what homeowners want. Like, they want to make money right now because it's good. It's good to sell, and especially with cars too. Used cars, that's high too. That's why I got electric vehicle. It made sense. They cut down to that, but yeah. So the biggest thing is, if she moved within the next 2 years before the 5 years, because she has solar for a year so far, she moves. It would just transfer as a service to the next homeowners, and the owner would just have to agree to the service of just taking the contract of the service, and that's it.
They would just have to agree to it.
The service, that's it.
And qualify.
No, but if they qualify for the home, they'll qualify for the solar because it's just a service. That's all it is.
No, not necessarily.
UCC 1 filing.
But listen, your debt to income ratio, because we hit you with the payment, and for every $40 to $50 in monthly payment on solar, you buy $10,000 less in house.
But the problem is that's the loan. This is the lease PPA. This is not. You're not even taking a loan out.
No, hear me out. You're missing the point.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I think I missed.
So, how much is your mom's lease payment?
Let's talk about your mom's situation specifically. That'll help.
$85 a month.
Okay, so say she lists the house for $400.
What is it? What is it list? What's it worth right now?
It has to be $480 on the market.
So
okay, she lists it for $480.
Perfect.
And the person's maxed at $480. That just threw them out of qualifying for a house because now they only qualify.
Is there an HOA there?
Yes, there is an HOA.
How much is the HOA?
I think $50 a month.
So that $50 plus the $80 twice. So that's
$30,000 less.
Okay.
So do you understand what?
Yes, I get it now.
In buying power for the person
$30,000 less.
purchasing.
They think they qualify for that, but with the HOA and the thing, their debt to income's off and they can't buy that house.
Fuck. Some people are on that line of DTI where they're like, they have to get an exception because they're 1 point over the threshold where they're even allowed to write loans on it, and they do it and they kick up the interest rate.
No, not everybody's in that situation. You know, they might have the cash.
But some people's qualifying amount might be $475.
Okay.
And then they put the extra $5,000 to pull it out of their 401k to be able to buy this, and then the fucking solar comes up and the HOA and the agent didn't tell them. They go to close on the house and they don't fucking qualify.
They don't make it that far.
I know, but some people do, unfortunately.
But do you see where frustration is?
Yeah, and the frustration is for these
frustrating
homeowners.
for anybody.
Yeah, but you just gotta make sure you're reading the right contracts, you're signing the right deals, and you price match guarantee. Shop around. Anything you do in sales, when you buy from a salesperson, buy someone that will educate you through a process. That's my biggest recommendation, because here at this table right now, we educate our clients through our process. That's why we're here today.
So educate me about the process. Pretend my client want to get solar on my house, power bills.
How do they reach you?
How does everybody reach you? Let's get that wrapped up and then tell me about. Act like I'm a person who wants to buy solar.
So I think with sales, there's a lot of ways to get to that person. You can door knock them, you can cold call them, you can. Yeah, it just I'm
asking you to look in the camera.
Oh, okay.
If somebody wants solar and wants you to help them, how can they reach you?
Yeah.
How can they reach me?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, the way to reach me is my company's called Solar Sun Pro. You can look them up. We are a company that's been open since the beginning of the solar movement. So, am I looking at this camera?
It doesn't matter.
Just make sure you got the mic.
Okay. But yeah, let's start this. But my contact info, rossg@solarsunpro.com.
Boom, Ross G. Love it. I love it. So if somebody wants solar, they can reach out to you and you can educate them, not just sell them, but educate them about the process. And that's what we're here to do, is educate people. So I love that. Let's talk about, if I want to get solar on my house, what does that process look like? Like pretend I'm somebody.
Pretend you're coming.
Pretend I just answered the door. I'm like, hey, what's up, dude?
Hey Daniel, how's it going? Hey, I love the house. So see these pictures, like how long you've been living in Vegas for, build some rapport, like you don't want to be that typical salesperson that's just there for a signature and it just goes through. Hey, have fun with the customer, educate them, see what is up. And
see, my personality, I'd be like, dude, just tell me what the deal is.
Yeah.
Let's run it.
Okay, let's be straight. Hey, but you got to read the person at the end. Okay, you got to read them. So like, you turn into a conversation, then get straight to the point. This is how I talk about solar to you. Hey, I'm not going to go off tangent or anything. We're going to go straight to the point. This is what it is.
Let's do it.
NV Energy, this is your bill, right?
Yep.
Okay, this is how much you're paying. Average.
Yep.
And just to let you know, these charges are going to be added because of inflation. We owe a lot of money. Okay? Because they gave a lot of money. Now we have to pay it back.
What charges are added?
So renewable energy program charge.
What is that?
It's just basically one of the charges that got added because of question 6. Basically.
Can I pay that already?
You are paying that charge already.
And I didn't know it?
Yep. You're just paying a lot of charges you don't even know about.
No, for real, I have no idea.
Southwest Gas just added one if you look at your bill.
I don't, I just pay it.
Yep. So, okay, but he's a customer that just like, just pay it. But the thing is...
no, but I want to know if it's going to benefit me. I mean, shit, if I didn't know that.
The numbers.
So, I mean, I could put solar on my house. I don't have it,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, this might be a potential sale.
Okay. So.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm
it's
not.
okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all.
Good.
I'm just, my job is to help you.
Perfect. So educate me a little bit about the process. Like, will it void my warranty? Will you guys fix it if I get, you know?
So I heard it voids the structural warranty.
It does. The 10-year structural with the builder.
But 25 years.
25 year.
So you guys make up the structural warranty on the roof by giving us 25 years.
That's amazing.
25 roof penetration warranty. Yep. 25 year
it.
roof.
Okay, perfect.
So I feel good about that. Okay. So how much is it going to save me?
Okay, so let's say
so my power bill is $150 a month.
Okay, perfect. So $150 with increases that happen each year, okay? Because your bill can change.
Well, that's the peak. 150 is the peak.
Okay, 150 is peak. So we can lock in your winter rates year round, so you don't see any summer spikes in the future.
So $50 a year, or $50 a month is my $50 is when it's in the winter. So.
I'm gonna say, to be fair, it's gonna be like 90 to 120, 90 to 110 a month. But hit the 90s range.
But every month.
Yes, every month that new payment.
But see, when you say payment, then it's like, you know, if I have a $200 a month payment, that lowers my buying power by $200 a month.
No, but the thing is, $150 on your average NV Energy, we're able to get you at $90 a month.
Okay.
$90 a month. Just say that.
Perfect. What if I want to get a electric car?
Electric car. Okay, perfect. So that's the best.
And I'm thinking about putting a pool in too. So.
Okay. So we want to make sure you have enough power production to cover that, because if we sign 90 right now, I'll just let you know that's not going to be able to cover your pool, your electric vehicle.
So how much would I need to cover that?
I'm going to say 5,000 more kilowatt hours. So the power production is what's here for you. So if you go over this power production, that's how much you're going to pay NV Energy. But you want to make sure you want to get enough power production so we can cover your electric vehicle and your pool. And right now, say that we don't go with this agreement right now in the solar, we can add it later down the road. We can add more panels later if you need them.
Oh, perfect.
So will that be a second lease? Is that why recently?
No, it
or
will
an
not.
Additional cost.
No, actually, it's going to be a second loan. So it's two different loans.
Yeah, because we just
had
sold a
one.
house
That makes so much sense.
Solars on it, and I couldn't figure out why.
Yeah, so lease and loan are two different things, because a loan takes a actual loan out, and the lease is just a service on your house. That's all it is.
So if you have a lease on your house, whatever it's
That's
called.
all it is. I love how he says it.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I know. But so say I have a lease and I realize I don't have another. Does it add to that lease, or it gives me a second lease?
No, it gives you a second one because it's a different contract.
I know, because we had to deal with that.
And then you make
So
a commission on
Go
both.
ahead. Yes. And two different companies?
I don't know.
No,
It's the
same company.
Oh, okay, so it should be a little
Double
easier.
dipped the chip. Went to Cabo, came back, and was like, I want to do it again.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'll mess with you.
Yeah. So.
But no, seriously. So continue with my process. So if I want to add all these things, you think it's about 5,000 kilowatt
production. So.
I have to add, and then, what is that? What do the terms look like? Like, what is that?
So this basically protects your rate long term. So say that you charge your electrical vehicle right now with no solar, your bill will go higher just because your rates are not protected, and because NV Energy usually has a discounted rate program, but they don't tell you how many charges they're adding on that program to offset it, because you're pretty much breaking even at the end of the day. But with solar, you're locking in your rate with the EV vehicle you're charging or the pool. You're locking your rate, so you're not paying inflated prices year by year.
So you guys have a deal with NV Energy where you can pretty much lock rates on power.
So this is how it works. So our goal is this. This is what solar panels' goal is. Solar panels save money, and this is how we say basically avoid NV Energy at all costs. We don't work with energy. We don't partner with them. We work in accordance with them, because based on the laws passed in 2018 about renewable energy, we had to be 50% renewable by 2030. So every charge that's added on your bill, they take care of the maintenance, warranty, and the installation of the system. But you're responsible for paying the actual solar panels itself. So they take care of that maintenance, warranties, and installation. And you're pretty much getting solar like as a lock-in rate, but making sure you sign the right, because it's all financing. It's like buying a car. So yeah, because that's the thing that kind of scares people about it a little bit.
Exactly, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, so say we lock you at $90 a month. We get you a 26% tax credit at the end of the year. And that $90 should stay $90 every month.
Should stay?
Yes, it's going to stay. It's going to stay because 0% flat rate. It's not
contract.
Yep, that's $90 a month because it's 0% flat rate. It's not going up. It's not doing any of that.
So
but
it will stay per the contract.
It will stay for the contract.
Perfect.
But the thing is with NV Energy, if you go over the amount of production that the solar company promised you,
so if they put out 20,000 for you and you go over that, you pay 15 cents per
usually
kilowatt that you went over. So it's like going over on your miles on your lease.
Yep.
Horrible.
That's exactly what it's like.
So is it better to get more than you need?
They get you locked in basically the rate. Like
so when you
overall,
got your second lease, is my rate going to be different?
It's just going to add to the loan. So it's going to say that I signed a $90. Yeah, the second lease, it's going to be like, it depends how many panels you get. It could be like $20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be $90 again or any of that. It just depends how many panels you have on your house. Like 44 panels for $70,000 you were talking about earlier. There's no way it should be that high. No way. That's a $40,000 to $50,000 system. At best 55, but that's at least 40 to 50.
Dang. That makes me so upset. Well, you've definitely educated me.
I feel better about solar.
I do feel better about solar. And now I'm going to help you educate I'm going to offer you every single client I sell to talk to them about solar. Because that way
because I trust you enough where you'll actually educate them about the process and won't let them make a bad decision.
And then that way they know about solar and I don't have to worry about these stupid contracts.
Can you do that for us?
Absolutely. I'm a high school teacher at the end of the day. I had to teach the future generation of America, and I had to power the future of America too.
Tell
on
them what
the
you
side.
teach.
Yeah,
I teach personal finance.
That's awesome.
And margins only, numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Margins. That's all I'm focused on. Like, the numbers make sense, go through it. If it doesn't make sense, why go through it? So, and at the end of the day, right now I'm teaching all my kids about budgeting. I think you guys are pretty familiar about Costco and unit pricing. That's what we're hitting about unit pricing. So why?
You ever looked at unit pricing in your whole entire life?
I thought he said uni pricing.
No, unit.
I don't.
Yeah.
I
don't even know.
No. Okay.
Unit
I
pricing?
do. I'm obsessive.
Oh, the little box that tells you how much it is per cookie.
Yeah. Hey, because I'm gonna tell you, these schools sell that cookie for $1 when it's usually 20 cents. Hey, their profits are going.
No, I know. It's crazy. You have any other questions for him?
No, because now I'm just going to give all our clients to him to educate
That's
them.
what I think I want to do.
And then when we get a solar contract, you can review it as well.
Absolutely.
Because that's your language.
Yeah, it's not ours. I sent him the last one.
You did?
The listing.
Well,
he's like, that's a buy, and that's a terrible buy.
I love it.
No, I appreciate you coming on. I really do.
I like your hustle. This hustle, it's a good hustle. You know, I thought it was a bad hustle. It can be a bad hustle, but I guess it just depends on who's hustling.
Absolutely.
It depends on who the salesperson is, really.
And that's
just like us.
Just like in real estate, there's so many shitty real estate agents.
That give us bad names, but we try and.
There's so many other real estate agents that give the real estate agents a bad name.
Right.
We're not real estate agents. We're not your average real estate agents.
No,
we
absolutely not.
You know, we're people that actually care, and that's why we did the podcast so people can see a different side of us. Because like we genuinely do care, and we just are going to battle every day. So we I have more of a front where people don't reach out to me. They look up to me and know that I'm not that person, but they reach out to her and look to her for advice because she's more approachable and she really does love people. Absolutely. And I love the art of the deal and getting it done. So it's like we play our roles and she helps the people, and I've been working on my people skills, but I think what I'm really good at is just honing in on the real estate stuff. Like numbers for real estate, I can walk into a house, tell you how much it's going to rehab for. I can walk into a house and tell you what it'll sell for, and without even looking at any data. And that's my jam. So that's my hustle. But I love it. I love what I do. Today was a really good day for me. So I was like, I was really, really busy, and we were back to back all day. I mean,
you were productive.
I was extremely productive, but like it was definitely fun. So, and thank you for doing this. I feel much better about solar.
Absolutely,
and I feel like I got to try one of the drinks.
I think the biggest thing, you guys as real estate agents in solar, I think here's a big point I want to bring up. At the end of the day, chase the vision, the money will follow. You just gotta go with the vision. If you chase the vision, it's gonna come.
Our motto is people over paychecks.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah, people over paychecks. Yep.
And we tell our agents when you start with us, like, if you can't live by people over paychecks, because the money will come if you take care of the people.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, I just want to take care of as many people as I can. Like the things that I do for people is crazy.
Oh yeah, the things we do for people that we never will talk about and never will. Nobody knows. We just do things. Sometimes, it's the things you do when nobody's watching, and the things you do that you never get thanks for and stuff like that. The things
you
people
should do it without expecting anything in return.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I think when you guys think about that, I think the referral game is 10 times better.
Oh,
the referral game.
And this isn't about referral. Yep. This is because
nobody's saying when we help people, that's why it multiplies, because the one person's going to give us so many people because you gave them a good experience.
Right, but the whole thing with me wanting you to talk to all of our clients about solar is instead of me being like, I hate solar, don't do solar, please don't sign up solar. Like I literally, the people that just got the solar taken off, I was like, promise me you won't put solar in your house. But instead of that, I'm totally open to like.
Is this a good financial decision?
And like letting you talk to them. And knowing that you're not going to sell them something that they maybe don't need.
The biggest thing for me is just the payments. At the end of the day, people being in a price point, where the payments can make it or break it is the scary part for me on the whole solar thing. And
even at $700,000, I would rather buy a $770,000 house than spend $70,000.
And I'd rather just pay the regular power bill and not have to worry about an additional loan on the house.
And this is my mindset too. I don't get focused on one person that I need to sell. At the end of the day, that's not my customer. That's not my customer. Go to the next person.
Right.
There's so many people out there in the world that need solar, that need a home, that need insurance, that need a product that will help them long term. Like especially with real estate, people need a roof over their head.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. And
everybody needs a place to live, and people are always changing where they live.
Yep.
Well, I definitely have a better idea of solar now, and I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely, man.
And do you guys have a Instagram, One Hustle?
Yeah, One Hustle Show on Instagram, One Hustle Show on YouTube, and we're putting it everywhere.
All right.
Yeah, it's not even released yet. So.
Well, I can't wait. What big things you guys do? This is a great show, and I definitely, when you guys get on social media, I hope a lot of users tune in because this is a lot of good content provided, especially in the industry we're in now.
Thank you.
Thank you.